Good morning. Today is Sunday, June 25th, 2023, and this is the Bitcoin weekly price forecast, looking at where we've come from the last week and where we could be going in the future. So this was a super exciting week for Bitcoin. A lot happened. Basically, I think Monday was Juneteenth. The 19th was Juneteenth, and that was a bank holiday. So nothing really happened on Monday, but starting on Tuesday, Bitcoin absolutely ripped to the upside. Taking this candle right here, so this is a monthly candle, but as we can see in the month of June, we went all the way. Really, what happened is we came all the way up here from January, December, and all that. Reached this 30K, which is a very key level. I'll explain that in a bit, and came back down and tested this monthly 50 moving average. Ever since we touched that, it has been off to the races. We've engulfed this candle before it. Seeing a monthly engulfing candle on that is important to me. That means we have a valid retest there. And so we probably close the month. We could potentially close the month somewhere above 31,000. And if we do that, it will be an absolute confirmation of the continuation of the bull market. But we'll see. Time will tell right there. So, overall, I think that's the thing on the monthly chart. That retest right here was important. Definitely a key level right there. Going down to the weekly chart. One thing that I think is interesting, like you hear that whole concept of like it's not about timing the market, it's about time in the market. So if we look at this right here, this is January 2nd, 2023. If we go from the beginning of the year all the way to here, Bitcoin has had roughly a 90% increase over the past 6 months or so. But if you look at it, it's really all of that has come down to about 3 weeks worth of price action. So maybe that second week of January, you had a huge upswing and then it brought you to here. And then the second week of March, you had a huge push up and then it brought you to here. And then we went sideways. And then you had this maybe third week of June. You had a major move to the upside. So really the only candles that matter in this entire year there were 3 weeks that mattered. All the other weeks of the month all the other weeks of the year were sideways. We went sideways or down sloping, whichever it may be. I can't imagine right now being on the sidelines because you never know exactly when something is going to pop off. But based on where we've been going, we can see, I believe that we're going to see these major candles more and more often. Right around here, right, this is the Silicon Valley Bank candle right here. The bank collapse. After that, I thought we were going to go down, but again, we rocketed up, and that was what really kind of got me on the train this year, and making sure that I was in position. So really, like I said, we've had 3 candles that really made the entire year's worth of profit. Everything else was just sideways action and whatnot. No, there were some gains that you could get in here, but like the major gains were made right here, and right here. So let's go down to the daily chart. Going down to the daily chart, you see a couple things. Actually, I'll go back to the weekly chart real quick. So again, talking about that retest, right? So we came up down here and then we retested the 200 weekly moving average, which again, that's a very strong barrier that we have. And then we rocketed up to the upside. So it's good to see that retest and then a continuation to where we wanted to go. Going down to the daily chart. Let's take a look. Like, what do we have? So this was, this was back in March. And again, I said we kind of went sideways for a month, and really this is a downtrend. Like we see this channel right here. We had a downtrend for a couple months and retested the daily 200 moving average as well. Went a little bit below it, but after we touched that, absolute rocket up to the upside. Like, what is that? That was if we come down here, that was a 27% move off of that, a $6,700 move in 11 days. So 10 or 11 days. So yeah, a lot of price action in a very short amount of time. So we had this sinking action here. I can't remember what, there was some type of news event that happened right here. That everyone, we're dumping down to this. I think this was the lawsuits. This was all the SEC lawsuits and all that fear, uncertainty, and doubt that, oh my God, well, crypto's going to zero and blah, blah, blah. And the SEC is going to get crypto out of the United States. But again, even if they get it out the United States, they can't stop the rest of the world from doing it. Bitcoin is anti-fragile. It has proven itself to be anti-fragile time and time again. Anytime it gets attacked, it comes back even more relentless. And this is the reason that even, since 2009, 14 years later, people are China's tried to ban it. The U.S. has tried to ban it for whatever reason. So on and so forth. But every single time they've been unsuccessful because, again, this Bitcoin ecosystem is anti-fragile. When you attack it, it gets better. So yeah, I had nothing too exciting right there. So let's talk I'll take these off. I'll show you my drawings. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. So there's a couple interesting things that happened here. So this was my prediction from last week. I said we could do a couple things. We started the week right here. We could potentially, I said we could come down, do a little bit of bouncing action, right back down to the low, and then go back up. That was my worst case scenario. But my realistic scenario in this green right here was that we potentially come up, do a little bit of a retest back on this level of 26K, and then go straight up. Basically, all signs in my mind were saying that we were going to continue on this upward trend. But basically what we did, we started Sunday, Monday, and then you see we're still Monday, Tuesday, 3 o'clock in the morning. As soon as the markets open on Tuesday, so this is Tuesday at 7 o'clock right here, we absolutely went on a tear. The reason that nothing happened on Monday is because, again, Monday was a bank holiday, Juneteenth, on the 19th there. As soon as the markets opened on Tuesday, we never looked back. Like, we went straight up. Did a little bit of sideways price action here on Wednesday. And then coming on Friday morning, actually, the reason that we did the sideways price action is because we hit 30K. 30,000. If we hit 30,000 right there, that is a very key level. I'm going to explain that in a second. We were at 30,000. This could have been a potential opportunity for us to come back down a little bit. Kind of like what my prediction was right here. So coming up and then coming back down again to grab some liquidity and then go back up. But what actually ended up happening was we blew right through that $30,000 level. We took out all types of short positions. We took out, people who were bearish. At this point, they kind of had to sit back and recognize like, oh, okay, well, this is actually a thing. So we came back and then we did somewhat of a pullback here and then, a little bounce here. So let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. So something interesting did happen within the past couple of weeks. So if we take a look right here, look at these moving averages, the blue, the gold, and the white. So for the first time, if we take a look right here, we'll draw a circle at this, put a circle right here. That is the first time that the 4-hour move, this is the 200 moving average in the blue and the 100 in the gold. The 100 moving average crossed the 200 moving average as well as the 50. They crossed those 4-hour moving averages for the first time since May. So if we go back here, as we can see, all this is still a downslope. It goes blue, gold, white, signifying a downslope. So right about here. So the first time since early May in this area right here. Oh my God, if I can get that. Yeah, there we go. For the first time since early May, this is like May 10th or so. And now we're at June 25th. We had this cross right here, a bearish cross coming downwards. And then we go over here, take a look, and then we finally had this bullish cross. So this is significant. This is a major sign that, okay, we have some type of reversal on our hands. We have some type of way that we can push price higher and continue on with an uptrend. So it's been pretty interesting. I want to look for a second. I can delete these scenarios right now because like those are played out. Let's take a look at 30K. At $30,000, we'll take a look at why this is so important. So if we go to the daily chart, we'll go to the weekly chart. Maybe I even need to go to the monthly chart. Okay, no, I don't need to go to the monthly chart. So let's look at like all this area that $30,000 is occupied. So we have a rectangle. Let's draw a rectangle. We'll draw somewhat of a zone. So we'll start here and go. We'll go here. Maybe we'll drag it even down to here. Yeah, that's fine. So we will. Let's do this. I want to make that blue. So this is a major zone. So between 28,000, this zone between 28,000 and about 33,000. But like, kind of the midpoint is about 31,000, 30,000 or so. We can see this is a major point of support and resistance. So we came up here back in 2021, bounced off, went all the way up to the upside. Then we came back down here again. We retested it in June of 2021, 2 years ago, and then went all the way up here. Came back down, absolutely shattered this, coming back down to the downside. And then we can see again, we come back down here. It was a major rejection zone for months. It went from April to about June. And then now we're showing signs that we're breaking through it. So one of the last stands that I think the Bulls have is somewhere around like 33,000 if we kind of dial that in a little bit. Probably about 32,000 will be once we break that, and I think we're probably going to break that this week. It's going to be an absolute tear to the upside. So let's take a look. This is some exciting price action. Like it's going to be a good week. I know for a fact it is going to be a good. Actually, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that I know for a fact. I never know anything for a fact with the markets. There are probabilities and possibilities. So it's highly probable that we will have a great week, but it's possible that we could go down and pull back and all that. But so I think my prediction right now is that we will do one of these. What is this? That's down to 27K. I don't even see us going that far, honestly. I don't ever really at this point. I don't see us going back below 30,000. So we've done this nice little pullback, which I'm glad we did over the weekend. So this was Friday, and then we went into the weekend. So this price action really doesn't count for the most part because there's no real major economic action. But I think coming out of the gates on Monday, we're probably going to do one of these. I think we'll go back up to about 32,000, roughly 32,000. We may come back down to 30,000 one last time, and then I think we'll go right up to this $37,000 level that I've been talking about for weeks. Let's say, actually, no, I think that's my prediction. Honestly, I don't think I would even need to make like a downside. So we'll talk about like the worst case scenario. Like in my mind, the worst case scenario is that I don't know. I think that's really like okay. We'll talk about like the real worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is we come back down to 29,000. If we go below 29,000, then in my mind we have invalidated this move to the upside temporarily. Long term, I am bullish, but you can go bearish from time to time. So I believe that we're going to go up, but you could absolutely go down and do one of these. So kind of meander right here and then come back up. I think we're very much so done with the lower kind of time frames right there. So let me switch over to another one. So we'll take this. This gets me every time. I don't know why. There we go. One last thing I want to talk about is again these parabolas that I've become obsessed with lately. If we look at it, this is played out perfectly. So if we come down here, you see this the thing about parabolas is that when you're at the top of the parabola coming down, the movement is very fast to the downside. Then you're going to bounce off in a very fast move to the downside. And then, as you get down here, it'll start to move a little bit slower, but it does the opposite. So like when you're going on the upside of the parabola, you'll see, a slow movement and then a rapid movement up, and then a pullback, and then a even more rapid movement up, and then a pullback, and then an even more rapid movement up, and so on and so forth. But we see that's happened 3 times. So we had this consolidation right here. It's kind of hard to see, but consolidation, boom, rocket. And then a consolidation pullback, boom, rocket. And then a consolidation pullback for the 3rd time, and we're right here, boom, rocket. And I think we're going to go back even higher. We'll probably hit about 37,000, and then we'll do another one of these, come back down to 32, and then absolutely take a tear up to probably about 44, 45. And I think that'll be a good, that's healthy. I think that's healthy in my mind. You don't want a candle or a chart that goes straight up vertical, because then you don't have any room for, that's just not how the markets work. Like if you have something that goes straight vertical, it should be and it never pulls back. That should be a red flag, in my mind. So I don't know. That's really it for the week. I don't really have too much else to talk about, but yeah. Super excited for this week. I think we're gonna have a great trading week. Bitcoin has had fantastic news over the past several weeks. We're seeing a lot of major institutional adoption with Bitcoin. So definitely hope everyone has a great trading week. Everyone has a happy Sunday, and I will see you all next week. Take care.